that's it. So this is our Passion Heart project, and this is our website called oddsports.weebly.com. So you should definitely check it out again. So this is it is unique sports. Do you know crazy and wacky sports? Take a look at this website to see some very odd sports.
And so here's a bit about the site. This website is unique sports throughout the world. Every sport is unique in its own little way. Some sports in other countries are absolutely nothing like the sports in the United States. An example of a sport in another country is taser ball, and it's where one everybody gets a taser, and you have to taser each other to get possession of the ball to score.
And we're not going to play this video, but you should definitely come to our website to check it out. So this is ancient unique sports, and here are some sports that were played in ancient times that were crazy, weird, and scary.
So we're just going to do just this one right now because a lot of them are very dangerous to do. So yeah, a really ancient one, but it's actually still played today is camel jumping. Yeah, and like you expect, camel jumping is a sport when you're trying to jump up over camels. So first you start with one, and you jump over one, and you can't touch the camel at all. You have to completely jump over. But then, as soon once people touch it, you get out, and then the more you pass, the more you have to jump over, and without touching them, and the more people get out. So it's like down to the wire. You want to be the last one.
So our next one is unique modern sports, and the first one is called street luge. And so one of the unique modern sports is a sport called street luge. This sport is for daredevil. So in this sport, you ride a longboard down a big hill until you pick up speed, and then there are lots of going up hills and making lots of sharp turns. The point of the game is to try and make it to the finish line first without going off track or crashing. Another part of the sport is that you have to lie down on a longboard without standing up or sitting down on the board. So the next very unique sport is chess boxing, and the object of the game is to try and win. And so you do a boxing round, and then you play chess, and you do a boxing round, and first one to win a couple rounds of one of them, or win one of each round, they win the whole thing. So we'll just skip the bibliography.
We'll do that last. And so we couldn't really find anything for Antarctica, so we don't. So we have a really unique, which you wouldn't really call a sport, you would call it really multiple sports. It's the Ironman triathlon. And the Ironman triathlon is basically like the hardest race on Earth. Anyways, because it consists of a 2.4 mile swim, 3.86 kilometers, a 112-mile bike ride, 180.25 kilometers, and a 26.2 mile run, or 42.2 kilometers. And you have to do that in under 17 hours. And this is the South Africa one, where
there's also a Hawaiian one. There's all of them all over the world.
Yeah, this one's in Africa, which
is probably pretty hard.
You've heard of it. A lot of people have done it before. You might think it's popular. Why is that unique? It's unique because it's actually this one sport, basically. Mm-hmm. It's not a multiple sport thing, even though it's a triathlon. There's some actual sport. It's basically, it's like the fittest sport in the world to do an Ironman triathlon.
And here's some pictures
of the map.
So you go all the way around here, through there.
Yeah. Those are some stats of progress of running.
And this is another map. Yeah. So next is sports in Asia. And so here's a very unique sport, or just in Asia. It's kind of scary almost. It's called Botoshi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But this sport originated in the 1880s, and it's still continuing today. The point of the sport is to fight to get to the top of the giant pole, and the person who tips it over will win the game. there are two teams in the sport, so you could have two people on your team trying to tip the pole over, and your team would win the round. You could also have like your whole team on the pole, and then you would try and get it down. This is not a very safe sport because you don't have any gear on yourself except a small helmet, as you can see like right there. It's kind of like just a little padding, and you could get very hurt because everyone is jumping on each other to try and get to the top of the pole.
So here is the next one in Australia. It's kind of like New Zealand, which is sort of like it. It's called zorbing, where zorbing is basically where you're in a giant hamster ball, and it was in New Zealand. It was actually in New Zealand, and you're in a giant hamster ball, and then like you're just sitting inside it, strapped up, and then they roll you down a hill, and then you roll down the hill, keep rolling around and around until you reach the bottom and it stops. And also, this is a really fun sport I've done before. It's all over the globe, but also it used in many other things like bubble football or bubble soccer, and like the Boulder and Indiana Jones, like you could run away, or maybe even human bowling, where you're the bowling ball.
Okay, so this is Europe. So this is a very unique sport from Europe. This sport definitely makes the top 10 weirdest sports in my opinion. This sport is called lawnmower racing. In this sport, you will go on a souped-up riding lawnmower, and you will race on a grass racing track. The object of the game is to try and beat your opponents in a race. It is basically a race with very fast supercars, but instead of cars, you're on lawnmowers.
And so yeah. And here's our second last one, North America. And it's bubble football, like we're saying, or bubble soccer. This was in the USA. And originally you can buy them right now. But this one, bubble football, is a game where you're in a giant hamster ball, but it's not as big as the Zor ball, because the Zor ball you're completely trapped in it, and you crash, and bounce all around, where you have no arms, so you can't do it, and you just bump into each other. There's a video you'll see.
You can watch that.
Yeah. And there's you just try and score your goals. There's soccer only basically both things, and there's not that many fouls really.
Mm-hmm. So our last one is a unique sport in South America, and this one's actually kind of cool. So this sport is called foot volley. This is a game with a mixture of volleyball and soccer. The point of the game is to try to hit the soccer ball over the net without using your hands. It has rules like volleyball. Like if you hit the net without using your hands, like if you hit the net, the opponent gets the point, and if you kick far, the opponent gets the point as well. Another thing is that you should play on a soft surface such as a beach, because you're jumping up and hitting the ball with your foot and landing on your back. So if you played like on asphalt or like concrete, that would really hurt a lot if you landed right on your back. So back to the bibliography.
So here is our sites that we use. We used www.topendsports.com.
We also use this www.brazil.org/brazilsports.html.
We also use this one, which we converted to a Google site, but
Bitly.
Yeah, the Google because we couldn't get the link into it.
Yeah, it wouldn't let us.
The server kept crashing.
So this last one's www.seeker.com/10 extremely unusual sports. Probably never heard of. 176621.822.1.8.html #news.discovery.com, and most of these should have links except maybe these two, but
also, and the last one is www or advent. I don't think that won't work. Just at www. That adventure how stuff works.com/outdoor adventure activities /urban sports /street luge .html.
So that's about it for our website. So make sure to try and check it out one more time and watch the videos that we weren't able to watch. Oh, and if you were wondering about this sport, the sport is called shin kicking.
It was originated in England or Great Britain. So
the point of the game is to like kick your opponent. First one to fall down basically loses, and I think you're eliminated once you fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that's about it for our website?
Yeah.
All right. So make sure to check it out again. Thanks for watching.